that bugger out. And you basically wasted all the damage onto Diablo, and then after that you heal, revitalize. And,
yes, sir.
And he's very slippery. He goes in, he takes all the attention and walks away.
I think that this is kind of like the winning formula for Diablo, right? It's kind of like a win-win scenario for NIP Flash and Diablo himself. Diablo himself loved the Benedetta, but because of the fact that it's excessive meta already, you can't exactly play the Benedetta in the conventional way and build damage like the way that we're seeing Diablo do. But hey, if you're able to play the Benedetta, you build tank and you somehow manage to find yourself some value in team fights and some value in the pacing of the game, I think the Diablo would be very happy to continue doing this.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, it's movement speed and rotations that always makes NIP Flash win out. In the first game, I know they got that Cho, but it wasn't enough, especially in the mid stage of that game, to deal much impact onto Evil. And right now, they found that groove that Diablo being on the Benedetta, being a super annoyance onto Boyette, onto anywhere on that map, and you blink, Diablo just appears right next to you. And this is something that Evil has to consider. Maybe give up that Cho. You don't have to ban it out because you faced it once before. Then they're always like prioritizing, hey, let's just get powerful with the Cho. Let's just get powerful with the Cho. But I feel like the Tigreal might work out much better in his favor because it's much more a AoE setup, and he plays it a lot better. Yes, you might not be able to dash out of certain situations, but it allows your team to sort of like build onto your setups.
I mean, one thing that we're gonna have to consider is the fact that technically playing the Tigreal and getting a team composition that kind of works around Tigreal is also a lot easier to play as compared to using a Cho, which is very mechanically tough to do, and also the fact that you're gonna have to allow your team to get the pacing that they want. So, be able to just give information, be able to deal enough damage just so that your team will be able to get the execute down by your bruising capabilities. That is a lot of things that Powerful gotta have to do. The moment you kind of switch it over to a Tigreal, I think that this number one, you are able to deny JPL from picking Tigreal because he's been playing Tigreal for 3 times already. So you gotta have to, number one, remove the Tigreal away from JPL and perhaps just play your conventional evil magic by just going all in wombo combo unga bunga, which we have seen throughout the entire season. It's always been that case. If you have the juice in, play the juice in with the phobias, with the harem, that kind of stuff. Play aerial denial or play just massive AoE.
Yeah, to be honest though, I feel like for the side of Evil, the draft of Faramis wasn't too optimal. Especially in the early game, you don't really have a lot of presence.
Yeah.
When you're facing up against the Martis, I know it was picked up right after the Martis was picked because it was the last pick before the second phase ban. But I feel like they want to go for a death ball strategy, but it didn't work out well because every single time the Netherrealm was plopped, it's just to save someone, and Zayla has to commit himself into the midst of team fight in order to get the Netherrealm aura around his teammates. But how you want to use Netherrealm is sort of like, yes, let's use Netherrealm, get a death ball situation, and just fight front to back, and everyone just pummel their way through like a true shot barrage, right? So it's a lot of interesting situations where Ceylon could utilize this Faramis, especially in the early game, but I feel like, yeah, from lane to lane matchup, the mid lane duo JPL and Curtizi does way better.
A quick little note is that Evil can definitely improve in the macro for this game because one thing's for sure, they didn't manage to get value for value kind of trades whenever they are losing people. They are not really putting themselves very strongly in the lanes per se, and it's really difficult for them to do so. There is a lot of movement in the river line to the point that I think that they are overcompensating the fact that NIP Flash is just moving around as a whole. There's one thing that we always learn to do in ranked games, for example, is that if you know that you are in a losing fight whereby a lot of people rotated to the bottom lane, you know that you can't defend it anymore.
Do some
Take the turn somewhere else.
Yeah, correct. I think that's where, the stark difference when it's on NIP Flash and also EVO is that NIP Flash, they pull out quite a few varieties of rosters, right? This can be a split push and also a clash comp, right? An Unga Bunga comp, right? Or it could be potentially a pick comp once they have JPL with influence of one person. But Team EVO, on the other hand, it seems like every game that we've watched thus far in the grand finals, it's just that they always want the team fight. That's their strength, but they're unable to change it into something else.
Now, of course, now that we look at the other parts of the game, the 4 best players of the match, of course. With Hades with a total of 855 gold per minute, boy oh boy. Vanix with 125,000 damage dealt, and of course Ken being the very annoying glue over and over again, 70,000 damage taken, and Diablo, best wingman, 10 assists on that tank Diablo with that revitalize.
You know who you want as a wingman? A lover boy. But actually, it kind of not makes sense. Then you lose out on the one that you want to chase.
Yeah,
you
because
go
your
for a
wingman then
instead.
takes your date away.
That's right.
So you would never kind of want Diablo to be your wingman?
But then you kind of want him to be a wingman.
No, I
because he
mean,
gets the best
if I'm
ladies.
asking Diablo out, I'll be just looking at him most of the time, so there's no point.
Seek help.
I seek help. Oh, PCU!
Oh, yay!
Oh,
Well, that
it's
was that.
30K.
30K. We could go even higher. 50,000. That is what we want to go, right? But hey, why are we shooting so low? Shoot for the skies. I
Are we
want.
going to do that again?
I
Are we
want
going
you
to do that?
No, I want you guys to break.
For the skies.
I want you guys to break this graphic, yeah? And don't forget, you can also redeem your code with the code that you see as well. So thank you so much for supporting us, ML Singapore Season 8 as well. But you know what? Break this graphic, okay?
Yeah, break it. Like,
Break it.
Go
Like,
Yeah.
way past.
Go way past it.
Past
Tell all your friends
I want to
watch.
see like that thing go all the way off screen.
I want to see
like
I want to see production basically like panic.
Like panic and like we
Oh,
don't
we
have the
didn't-
oh,
Remember
remember
the
back in
graphic?
like season 5, it was 105% JPL Diggy.
Oh,
Just remember that graph? 105% kill
We're like,
participation Diggy.
wait, the
Yeah.
math ain't mathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Math
it was
ain't
like,
math.
what?
How do you get 105?
And it was like clipped all over YouTube. It's just crazy. It's
I
just
remember
crazy.
that. Good old times, good times.
Yeah, it is.
But of course, I gotta have to say, 3 games in already. We are moving into the 4th game very soon. And I just want to see how both of these teams eventually evaluate the performances and kind of gain experience out of these games. But before we even jump in over to the analyst and then the next game, we gotta have to listen once again to what happens in the game for game number 3. Let's hear it out.
Blue flicker. 너 쳐. 나 하얀 너 어디야? We can look to end now, guys. We can look. Just fight first. My friend still out. Mid no. I think we just fight. Okay. Double okay. Yeah. Guys, hey guys, we can fight.
Okay.
No, bomb the purify. Yeah.
Hey, you guys go down out, guys.
I'm good. Nice.
I start alert.
No, just.
I'm in the wave. Chill.
I got ready.
I'm on the way.
Nice, bro.
Naka.
Hey, Fermis. Hi, Ati.
I down lucky.
Good game. Nice.
Nice one.
Actually, don't need pause now. Time.
Since we are kind of back to that calm NIP flash that we
Yeah.
have heard before, right?
Yep.
Well, I'll say the game number 2, they were definitely a little bit more tense. But coming into game number 3, they started to soften up a little bit.
Game number 2 was a very close game. Game number 3, they were dominating the entire game.
That's right. It feels like game number 2, the office was hit by a hurricane.
I wonder what happened.
Paper everywhere and stuff like that. Game number 3 is like, this is a normal day in the office.
It's like nothing ever happened.
Nothing ever happened.
Like,
There was a
everybody
hurricane in
did
game number 2.
What they did just really well. JPL want to go into to proc the purifies, to proc the battle spells and the flickers and all of that. And then the rest of them follows up. They know that, okay, we got what we bargained for and let's back up. So every single thing works super well.
It does.
Very methodical approach coming
Yeah.
from them, I gotta have to say.
That's why I talk about gentleman's chess.
Evil though. I definitely want to expect a little bit more out of Evil.
Definitely.
Considering the fact that they did a pretty darn good job thus far, right? They definitely made game 1 and 2 hard for NIP Flash.
Yep.
Game 3, yes, it is definitely a little bit more one-sided, but I think that this is a point in time whereby they managed to experience how is it like to face up against NIP Flash, especially with this high octane kind of pacing, which I'm not too sure whether they have went against this before.
An answer for a very high octane pacing. man, I don't know. But that's just our opinion right here.
Yeah, this is all just ours. Perhaps Croissant in the Croissant Bakery will be able to tell us a little bit more about it. So let's just pass it right over back to him.
Hey, thanks guys. This game is basically macro 101, I feel, for the side of NRP Flash. The way that they drafted their lineup, they were really focused on the mobility side of things, and I think you guys have highlighted that perfectly. Right, so I have just 2 short clips to show you guys. So let's get straight into it. So for the first turtle fight, right, we noticed that at least Vanix as well as Katizi have identified that, hey, look, Sailor looks a little bit out of position. So let's burn the Zaman Force as well as the S2 from Katizi to try to catch him out. At this point in time, Powerful on the top side of the jungle identifies this, and he's like, maybe Sailor is gonna get caught out. He's gonna be in a little bit of danger. So let me come in and see if I can use a Jikundo Way of the Dragon combo to kind of see if I can find a pick here, right? But at the same time, you have Hades as well starting up the turtle. So this is kind of like a three-prong situation that's happening at this point in time, and this is really, really well identified, I think, by the side of NIP Flash, because at this point in time, there are two kills up, 4K gold lead. So they want to kind of distract Team Evil from being able to contest the turtle. Because if Team Evil manages to get the turtle, then that is the ticket back in, right? So I'm going to let this clip play out right now. So we see CL actually surviving. Powerful here just gets caught out, and he's just unable to do anything, right? So once again, this is really, really unfortunate for the side of Evil, because Evil is just not able to do anything. Right here, Hades gets the turtle and then joins the team fight. So we see at this point in time as well, I mentioned high mobility, right? High mobility is just everyone's mobile on the side of NIP Flash. So we see Diablo, who is just kind of farming on his own side, at the top side of their jungle, starts to come in and join the fight later on. So if you think about it, the fights are very multi-layered and multi-factor, right? Once you think you're done with a fight, you have another member of NIP Flash coming in. So this is a really, really smart move by NIP Flash, not only distracting the team fight away from the side of Evil, but also kind of shutting down any kind of opportunities Evil has to come back in. Well, this game was honestly really one-sided, so there's not much to talk about, but they kept doing this over and over and over again. So I'm really excited to see what NIP Flash has for us in the next game. Guys, back to you.
Well, with just a little bit more games to go until NIP Flash when it will be able to get themselves the victory. But obviously, us on the desk, we do not want that, right? As much as some of us may have a little bit of an idea about, I want this team to go win, blah, blah, blah. But on the desk, all we want to see, full 7-game series. Let's go.
Yeah,
your entertainment is our entertainment.
Our predictions are also like, you think I thought who confirmed?
Oh my god, you think what? We back to NS?
Yeah, you think I thought who confirmed? You know who helps us confirm a little bit more? I gotta say,
I don't relate.
This tablet though.
Okay, that I can relate.
That he can relate.
That I relate. I've been using it.
It's such a good help for all of us.
I gotta have to say, as everyone can say hello to Samsung's latest Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra, your intelligent studio on a massive canvas. In fact, it actually just launched in Singapore a few days ago. So what's special about this new Tab series? You'll get to see like how we are using it at this point in time, right?
We're watching you.
Is that it comes pre-equipped with Galaxy AI. It's a perfect work and play companion to maximize your productivity and fun. At this point in time, you're just gonna swipe a little bit. I show myself the bottom tab, and with the Galaxy AI, with Google, we'll be able to, kind of circle and search, and I'm searching the bottom, and boom, you will be able to see the Galaxy Tab S10 series at the bottom. That is the search result that you'll be able to get. You'll be able to, of course, immerse yourself in unparalleled clarity with its massive 14.6-inch screen. You can pretty much see it's bigger than my face, right? With incredible resolution as well. It's of course enhanced with vision booster and anti-reflection technology. It completely reduces glare and of course improves visibility under any lighting condition, keeping your screen very bright and clear in any environment, even if the sun is glaring right at the screen. I know that a lot of you guys may have a lot of issues about this, and when it comes down to my phone and my tablets that I use, there's no problems with lighting conditions at all. Trust me.
I'm really loving it right now. I'm using it to
not only just read the stats and also just take a look at, basically a lot of things all at the same time. It's been a really helpful partner, especially when I'm casting.
Right, because when it comes down to multitasking, this is just definitely a beast with its real estate 14.6 inch, guys.
Can do a lot.
You can do so much. Like normally, when it comes down to any other tablets out there in the market, like trying to go for a split screen like this, there's no way you can get 3 and you still have a very clear, visible view of what you're doing.
Yeah, because if it's a small, the tablet's small, the words get a little bit small, so it's like counterproductive.
Yeah.
But this will help you boost everything, and now we have to go to pick ban. Let's go.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this. With Evil going in for the first pick, first ban, while NIP Flash onto second pick, second ban. With Khalid as well as Juicin that's already thrown over to the batting pool. Chip as well as the Harif is also going to do so as well. Angela says goodbye as Evil responds in kind. NIP Flash now they're gonna have to make a couple of decisions, right? When it comes down to Evil, they have been prioritizing on the Cho quite a bit. Do they just want to give away the Cho, or do they just want to do something about this?
This is the first game in the entirety of this series that Zarate actually banned out the Harith. So we won't see a Harith, we will see a very, very different marksman in the gold lane. Carrot's still not prioritizing the Benedetta, but I hope they don't prioritize that Cho. Try to go for something a little bit more tanky. That used to be a high loss spot, so Zarate might ban it out.
Now, there is of course quite a lot of heroes that we can kind of guess out for now, but maybe we can have a little bit of fun a little while later. You know, since we kind of have seen Evil and NIP Flash kind of draft quite a lot, I think that we can definitely make a guess, right? But for Hylos, since it got leaked out, that is going to be the first pick for them.
Yeah, it's a high loss pick. MP Flash definitely might look to pick up the Tigreal right here. It's been doing so well in the previous 2 games, or they might switch things up and try to prioritize that Cho. But you don't want to give Powerful his Tigreal. I think it is a very, very scary crowd control tool, especially along with high loss, because it's more zone control.
Perhaps the roam pick can kind of leave that to the second phase of the picking phase. Maybe we can take a look at some other heroes first, such as
Prioritize Assassins?
Prioritize Assassins. I mean, Link is not picked just yet. EXP lane is definitely something that we can look at, considering the fact that Evil has already picked out their Hylos. You have a very good idea of what kind of picks they can go for. Maybe you can look for heroes that can counter against Hylos and some way to really address that.
Yeah, that's the Tigreal being picked up right there. You want to give it over to the hands of Evil, Powerful, might hold on to that wrong position. You don't want to make any hasty moves, especially picking up that Cho right from the get-go. This is going to be a very, very scary combo. I feel like NIP Flash is teasing a Beatrix. In the second phase. It's definitely the second phase, but the Cho gets picked up once again along with that Ling. So NIP Flash could very well go into the Hayabusa, but I feel like in this case, they might look to pick up Diablo's hero first. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go back to the Benedetta. It might be possible.
But do they want to kind of release that information this quickly? Because thus far, we have been looking at the Benedetta being picked at the side, at the final pick. Especially since NIP Flash, they have got the last pick onto R5. So that is where the X factor can eventually come in. You can definitely kind of change around quite a bit there. And sometimes a Benedetta might not be the X factor that you're looking for.
Man, I feel like yeah, you pick up a Benedetta over here. If not, Evil will bend that out because that is such a huge factor. But then again, the difference is now Ken does have the high loss. So that changes things a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't think that you'll be able to do anything with high loss.
But high loss can't catch up with that. It will be Hayabusa instead.
Yeah, I would agree.
So it'll be the Hayabusa.
I think that this is a fair pick, considering the fact that the opponent has a Ling. You kind of need a jungler that has an iframe.
It's sort of like a apple versus orange kind of situation. If someone picks a Ling, you pick the Hayabusa, just try to tackle him mid-air, and both have iframes as well.
There's definitely a point in time where you just kind of think, who is going to be the one that uses out first? But of course, when it comes down to out conversion, Ling will always have got a little bit more advantage on top of that, right? Because if the Hayabusa were to use his out
Shadow
first,
Kill,
then
you just build a Winter Crown. We've seen NIP Flash do that time and time again as well. So there's going to be a Benedetto ban over to Evil.
Right,
so
and
we've got it right again. There's going to be an Aurora ban for NIP Flash because that's a very, very powerful zone control. You can double down with the high loss as well.
let's not forget about Valentina. Valentina taking away the implosion
so.
in this kind of situation, I think it's pretty okay, considering the fact that if you're playing a high loss in the EXP or the roam, regardless of which, you are actually lacking in quite a bit of area denial or perhaps even in AoE control. to really make sure that your team is able to kind of take control of team fights.
But then again, Valentina's a very, very high committal mage because the only thing you can take is probably the Implosion and the Eternal Guard for now. But then if you want to take the Implosion, you have to put yourselves in the midst of battle, and then you put yourself in a very precarious position for the entire team to take you out. That's going to be Aurora Ben. What I'm telling you, man.
Man, I mean, it does really make sense, I would say. I mean, Eternal God is still a very good ultimate to steal, right? You are playing as a Vexana, and of course, if you want to go for Implosion, you have 2 dashes to actually get yourself into the battle. You don't really risk too much because you can always get yourself right back out very easily.
Now, in this case, going into the second phase, pick NIP Flash. You don't have the Benedetta as of now. You might want to leave your wildcard EXP.
Yeah, for the R5.
It could be the Edith. You could always go back to that, or pick up the Beatrix first. I think it would be quite good. It's the Nathan instead. Also very, very good because then you don't have sort of like that counter for that Tigro, because we've seen how the Resonance thing, Nathan's second skill basically pushes Tigro back. You don't want to leave it over to Evil.
You don't want to give it to Evil.
That's right.
So just kind of snap picking that away to make sure that one of the soft counter. No, I wouldn't even call that soft counter. It's kind of hard counter in my opinions. So now Evil.
Actually, now Faramis looks really, really good.
Faramis for Evil.
Yeah. Not been banned out yet.
I think Sailor has to go for this Faramis here.
They have, of course, big ultimates that they
But if you go for Faramis, the Netherrealm means that everybody's gonna suck together, and when they're stuck together, that's where the Tigro comes in. That's why NIP Flash already saw it coming.
You have a change here, which is the Hylos. Hylos Glorious Pathway, Netherrealm, crazy
Alice?
fast. But that's gonna be Alice and Faramis.
Faramis and Alice. Faramis and Alice. Okay.
It's gonna be fun right
Well,
here.
moving on. But now, Professor Churros, X Factor,
I think
EXP lead.
Could be the Ruby. Could be a Ruby Tigro Vexana, and then just let Nathan do his thing because Ruby has enough sustain to go through with up against Hylos. Decent wave clear, decent push. You want to go back to something with like Terizla, the penalty zone, you could, or you could go Yuzong once again. Diablo has played it once in the entirety of Season 8, so he might go that again.
I'm kind of like trying to, in my brain, just kind of scanning through the heroes that Diablo has picked before. Yuzhong, Terizla, Paquito, Esmeralda, Uranus.
Edith.
But I don't think that it's going to be anyone of those.
Carmilla! We totally missed that out. He played it once.
Oh my
He played it once in the regular season.
This is interesting, right? Camilla works really well into this comp.
That is the X Factor I'm talking about.
If there is an if he lands the blood pack onto
And it's easy, right?
Yeah, it's easy. Then everyone just gets sucked into the Implosion as well as the Eternal Guard. It works out so well.
How is the Curse of Blood gonna be working for them, right? Because even when it comes down to the Eternal Guard, it actually works out beautifully as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game number 4 of this grand finals between Evil versus NIP Flash. With Evil that have got their X Factor pick being that Alice, and NIP Flash with the X Factor pick of that Carmilla.
Let the battle of the X's begin. Wait, that sounds wrong.
Now without the Angela though, it might be a little bit tougher for Marky to make his mark, but I want to say this is such a good composition for NIP Flash in the late game, especially because once you use that blood pack, you're turning Nathan's single target damage into splash damage, and he deals quite a bit. So that's something that Evil has to look out for. Powerful again with the Cho. So this is third game with the Cho so far. I'm not sure how this is going to play out well for him, but it is going to be a very, very tough spot if they lose this match and then NIP Flash gets the momentum riding.
In theory, this is actually...
Oh, what?
In theory,
Camilla's
this is
actually winning the lane.
Scary, right? When it comes down to NIP Flash, the Curse of Blood plus the combination of either Implosion or the Eternal Guard is actually a pretty scary thing to actually witness.
Okay. Hades, powerful. That's a flicker already committed, and now Hades continues on the chase. That's the first one given over to Evil.
Free bounty over to the side of Hades.
Sorry, Hades.
This is something that you will definitely want to get as a jungle assassin right off the bat. This is definitely going to help to propel you and accelerate your growth.
Yeah, Marky's not going to do much, especially before pre-level 4. So Nathan's going to have an easy time trying to farm up that wave. But look who's at the back door.
This is going to be Marky going down for this one. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be over just yet as Void joins it.
Void joining in right here. Tempest Blades will be committed at the same time. You look at the Shadow Q coming over Hades, trying to dodge everything. Sailor with the Ghostbusters, bursting Beamo down. But it is going to be Hades traded for powerful.
It's a good trade, right? You trade out your roam for Hades, but you gave Hades yet another kill. That's 2-1-1 on this Hayabusa. NIP Flash, slowly but surely, keeping the economy, leading the economy towards their favor. First turtle popping up in less than 10 seconds as Evil used up all their resources, but a very, very good call by JPL trying to push Boyette away from the Tempest of Blades. But Powerful needs to be playing a little bit more passive. I know he's an aggressive roamer, but it's not working out well in this game.
Maybe just gonna go for a quick little reset or to do the trick. Evil, they probably gotta go back to the drawing board and really understand what is something that they would want out of this show. Is it more of a pacing, or do they want to find a way to just snap pick someone and just kind of go for that that pick off? Because honestly, at this point in time, looking at Evil's lineup, even if Powerful were to be able to kind of pick off someone and just kind of kick someone towards their side, they can't really burst that person down immediately. It would definitely take some time. Evil is the kind of thing whereby you are just kind of shaving the opponents by every second.
That's a stun as well, coming off on the side of Diablo. Powerful Ken, Law and Order onto Curtizi. JPL as well, taking a little bit of punishment. Glorious Powerful by Ken, but it's on the other side. It's a little bit awkward. Eternal got committed. Hades also joining fight. So come is Voyet, taking onto Curtizi at the same time. Sailor popping onto the nether ramp. Powerful kicking Diablo all the way back. Curtizi is already down. Now here comes a revitalize to make sure everybody from the side of Team Evil stays alive.
Oh, not gonna be the end just yet though.
No.
Oh, okay, now it's gonna be the end, I suppose. Now, Evil's lineup is definitely a form of kind of game where they want to push out a death by 1,000 thorns. However, I don't think the NIP Flash is gonna allow Evil to get to that point. Like, even if you have the Ring of Retribution as well, or Ring of Punishment, plus Marky's Blood, I think that that will only come into the later stages of the game. It's gonna be tough, but they should be able to get there.
You know what's interesting to me is that Diablo is actually winning the lane against Ken, someone that's so tanky. And one of the reasons for this is because Diablo's spinny bat things has inbuilt sustain. So the longer you stay within the minion fights, you get healed back up. So he doesn't really care about Hylos being in your face. Take a look at the itemizations or the emblemizations. Right here.
Wow.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of movement speed over the side of Evil, trying to maintain the rotation speed that they did in game number 1 and try to seep it into game number 4. And Powerful here scouting out the turtle.
Ken, Lord all the glorious halfway to land out of Powerful from the side of Evil. Evil takes away the turtle for now. It's going to be an implosion onto many people. And Sailor coming in to save the day with another round. Diablo goes into the revitalize. Make sure that the members from the side of the enemy flash don't die, but Hades is already gone. Powerful kicking Courtesy all the way back, and now Courtesy's in trouble. Sailor picking up that kill as well. A beautiful team fight from Evil.
Boy, there were so many things that just happened within that small little team fight, and it is a choke point as well. The replay would definitely tell us a little bit more of what exactly happened there.
Well, the blood plague was laid down by Diablo, but he only hit onto 2. The Tempest of Blaze was just used up perfectly, but it's all attributed to Sailor because the entirety of NIP Flash was just coagulated together, which is what the Ghostbusters love the most. It keeps bouncing back and forth, taking down 3 in the process. Hold on a second, Diablo.
Spot of trouble as well. Boyet will be able to deal with him. A little bit hard to kill, but that's still a kill nonetheless. Auto kill onto Powerful as well. Hades picking up that one.
1-for-1 trade, definitely way better
Vanix
for NIP Flash.
also joining the fight as well, going to the ultimate, and Sailor drags him all the way back, reaching him perfectly. Ken prancing towards the backline. The Law and Order connects onto JPL, and now Marky is here. And here comes the implosion, the wombo combo coming up with NIP Flash, but now it's going to be Evil that will receive all that damage and all of that CC.
I absolutely love that initiation. Like, you can see that Vanix has been in the fight throughout the entire time, but that he set this internal timer for himself that he can't show himself in the fight for too long because he knew that Boyet would be around. And when he got away, that is exactly when Link came by. And I think that prevented a very big blunder.
Yeah, mid lane cracked open already in 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes mark. This is a very early game, early mid lane crack.
The Evil looks super desperate. As long as one person dies, the rest of the team just comes in. But NIP Flash does a very good job in trying to punish the aggression comes out from Evil. But Vanix is a very fat boy.
Oh my goodness. I thought that Alex was supposed to be tanky, but Vanix just melts her like butter.
This is the point in time. I mean, Vanix definitely got a lot of farm already, right? 3 kills, 4 assists, not a single death. A lot of these goals is probably just going to be funneled over to Vanix, and this is just way over Marky.
Yeah, this is not their first rodeo. And
Yeah.
Flash faced up against Marquis Alice. They know that as long as Marquis doesn't have the Angela with it, they're not too worried about it. But Vanix is starting to get super fed. He's got a Stardom Scythe in his possession as well as the Feather of Heaven. He's moving in hard, and he's doing quite a bit of damage. But hold on,
Here comes the kick as well. The Purify coming in just in the nick of time, but we'll be able to get back to safety for now.
inside.
Look at Pratizi down low. He is running. Powerful will be able to catch up to him, but here comes also the Nether Realm. It's one implosion, slowing Evil down, but there's no damage coming up for an NIP Flash. JPL is a whole lot of trouble. Here comes Marky as well. JPL will commit himself over to that. There's the ultimate from Diablo. At the same time, Vanix is coming though, and now Evil is on borrowed time as Vanix shreds Marky down. Hades picking a killing spree. Diablo on the chase. On to Sailor. Powerful will be able to kick to try to slow it down, but the turret damage will be able to find him. Evil takes one down at the very least in that one.
Vanix making his grand entrance. Lord Vanix, you're still going on. The turret shield will give it popped. No
Purified.
kick for
Wait.
now. Vanix, it's a 1v3.
1v3, Boya will be able to shut down Go at the same time. Thomas of Blade will be coming there as well. Tagging onto BO yet. Shadow kill onto Sailor. Sailor is collateral.
Sailor is collateral damage. When all of that, he shadow kills up before yet.
Oh, the great escape. No way. Evil will be able to find out those shutdown Go is going to cost an IP Flash.
They're just trickling in one after another. This is once again and yet again another one of those evil magic at work. You know that NIP Flash, they are trying to go for a certain part of fight. NIP Flash wants to back away, and Evil like, no, you don't get away. Let's go for a fight. Let's dance.
They want to situate around the purple buff, try to wait for Hades to pop out, try to force out a retribution before going for that Lord. But the fact that Evil doesn't have a lot of damage, especially since Marky's 1-5-1. And Vanix, once he comes in, is just clearing everyone out. Once he makes his grand entrance, the curtains open. Evil just fall like flies.
Once again, I mean, I did talk about the fact that this is an evil with death by 1,000 thorns. If they are given that kind of allowance, they can definitely do a lot. But that also means that Alice needs to farm up. He needs to get the items that he absolutely needed. At this point in time, all the Alice had is a Clock of Destiny as well as a Stallium Scythe. In fact, the Stallium Scythe is already kind of a surprise for me. But regardless, he still needs more item. But one more item to just kind of do the trick to make it a bare minimum in order to play with the team.
Yeah, 2,500 gold lead for Vanix on top of Marky. So the damage coming out from him, he's very greedy with the Holy Crystal as well. There's a huge power spike coming in for an NP Flash.
There's still a lot of time left. I mean, 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I would say that NIP Flash is the one that kind of wants to end the game fast, per se. But Evil with Boyette, Marky, I think that these two are definitely heroes that you gotta have to give respect to. At one point in time, we will see the tremendous healing factor from Marky and just what kind of damage that an Alice is able to bring out with the S2 as well as the Plateaued.
I think right now, Evil, as much as they have a teamfight composition, they have to play split push. Look at where Marky is trying to maintain that wave control down the long lane, away from that Lord. And IP Flash, they want to take fights. They want to come in. They want to get that Wombo Combo Unga Bunga with the Carmella, with the Tigreal, with the Vexana. They want to make it beautiful. They want to orchestrate this.
You can definitely see what Evil is trying to do, but hold on a second. It seems like they
Risk
wanted to go for
pathway.
something.
Chasing down Birdie's Marky. Well, Diablo's making a long way. Eternal Guard used to peel. Boya coming in, Temples of Blades, assassinates over Curtizi. Shadow Kill attacks onto Boya right now. Hades in the spot of trouble. NetherRealm will be able to say, powerful will be kicked. Hades all the way back, but then again, Vanix just outputting damage. But Marky is there, absorbing all the damage, but will go down. Unfortunately, Powerful deals the killing blow over the side of Vanix. Hades on the chase on the Powerful right now. Diablo will return to try to defend, but one down for 3.
Oh, Powerful. Powerful
Not
is
over
toying
just
with
yet.
death. He wants to pull Hades away from that Lord as Evil takes it for themselves.
But that is enough time for Boyette to actually take the Lord away from NIP Flash. I do absolutely love what Evil was doing throughout the entire fight. Normally we'll see that for one kind of split whereby the jungler is the one that is the one. You go around and kind of split push, which is something that a Ling will always do. But this time Evil understood that they needed to get those farm over to the side of Marky. As such, Marky becomes the one that goes for a split push and kind of gets himself the farm before the team fight even happened.
Level 15 Boya versus a level 13 struggling to go to level 14 Hades. The jungle gap is there. The gold gap is leading. Evo is ahead.
Everything is in the favor of one person. For NIP Flash, it's Vanix. For Evil, it's Boyette. As long as NIP Flash is able to take down Boyette and Boyette makes a wrong move, it's all over for them. But Evil tipping the scales, economy up, 3,000 gold lead on top of NIP Flash, and they're pushing in. Oh, Boyette on the top side.
Oh, Shadow Kill will be able to find Boyette. That's a shutdown gold. Extremely yummy if you're NIP Flash. And now Vanix picks up a Wind of Nature, and they manage to defend against this Lord push from Evo.
It's quite a lot of shotgun gold. Going to the hands of Hades. Mid-air kill. Man, it's not where you want to be.
Until play, Glorious Pathway, Diablo, and also JPL will not be able to catch anybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. With the Glorious Pathway, you'll be able to get away from the claws of NIP Flash pretty darn easily. But now that Evil doesn't have Boyette, it is actually gonna be really tough. And NIP Flash understood that they gotta have to take the purple buff away, triple this link, and ensure that the upcoming Lord or anything that's after that will need to take some time.
Well, NIP Flash is basically just giving Evil a taste of their own medicine. Once they take down that Lord and Evil gets a little bit too close, NIP Flash, they capitalize by taking out Boyette, going to the purple buff, just raiding his resources, and Evil is now basically just crippled. They need a little bit more time, but Marky does a huge power spike as well. The Holy Crystal comes into play. As long as he keeps himself alive, as long as he gets his Winter Crown in time, Evil will win every single team fight. And now, the good thing is, they do have that Ling on split push duty.
I love this. As Diablo goes in on the powerful.
Powerful should be able to get on the way for that one now. Lord's coming up in the next 40 seconds. Boya making some space down bottom lane.
Yeah, he still doesn't have the purple buff. Remember this. With 30 seconds left on the clock, there is definitely time for Boya to eventually get the purple buff if they were to just kind of drag the Lord's fight a little bit longer.
Powerful looking for an entrance right here. There will be a kick onto Vanix. Vanix got caught. Thank God for the ultimate. Vanix bursting the Boya, and now it's going to be an implosion onto 4 or 5 members on the side of Team Evo. Sailor with another round, keeping the members alive, but Mark is all the way at the back line. Will be able to, unfortunately, not do the damage. Hades was out. Vanix already stepping forward. Sailor blown up the bases, and NIP Flash, they will triple Evo one after another.
Oh, that was clutch, especially when it comes down to Katizi. The Eternal Guard came in just right in the nick of time.
Diablo will be get dragged right now, but he's just baked. NIP Flash, the main goal right now is to crack open mid, and now it is going to be powerful. Trying to buy some time. The Eternal Guard will be landed, and NIP Flash will be walking away with game number 4.
One after another, bit by bit. That final team fight was so huge. I know that it was just a single Eternal Guard, but that one single Eternal Guard saved Vanix. And because of the fact that Vanix stays alive, he was able to be that one guy that kills everyone. Once again, another classic case of protect the President. And this time the President stays alive, and boom, they got the win.
Yeah, it's just opening up that red carpet, let Vanix walk down that aisle and just do his thing. It's practically unstoppable, and it clearly shows that Evo is super desperate to bring him down. Marky went in a little bit too close, even when Boyette literally just like snapped and wiped off the place of the Land of Dawn. It was just crazy. No one could take Vanix down because it was just so well protected by his fellow compatriots.
I can definitely respect what Marky is trying to do though. The S2 definitely dealt a lot of damage. I saw what it did. You know, the single burst of damage all over to Vexana. Oomph! If only he stayed alive a little bit longer, I think that will be Marky's play right there and then.
Yeah, in game number 4, I feel like Evo wants to test things out because the Alice worked out so well against the game with RSG, and right now they want to try it again with NIP Flash. NIP Flash is not buying it because Vanix, remember, he was the first one that brought Alice into the gold lane in MPL SG Season 8 during one of the regular season matches.
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, you can do that, but I did it first in MPL SG. I'm going to show you why there is a flaw in your system.
We were talking about Vanix though. Yep, Vanix is literally the player of MVP, and he's great.
Definitely.
He knows exactly what he wants to do in lane. As such, it only makes sense for Lord Vanix
Oh, hell,
to
Lord
be
Vanix
the
indeed.
MVP of the game.
Oh hell, Lord Vanix, man. He was the one that managed to secure like what first two kills against his other laner, and then after that, Alice just fell flat, right? And then you fed Vanix. Nathan gets online even faster than usual, and apart from that, he just started shredding. You just take a look at even how Alice even couldn't hold a candle. There's not enough HP bars to be able to deal with the burst damage of this Nathan.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that last fight right again because Nathan was dealing way too much damage than usual. I think the Blood Pack was actually, the Curse of Blood was basically laid down by Diablo, and Vanish just auto-attacked his way to victory.
That might be one of the interactions that boosted the massive amount of damage. I mean, if everyone is just together, right, and then we've got a Curse of Blood just onto two-person, technically speaking, you are multiplying the damage by multiplying. You're multiplying the received damage, right? It goes through two-person, both of them, they are bouncing the damage to one another. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, the fact that Nathan is also one of those marksman heroes that can wield the mystery shop and have so much core items, and magic items are relatively cheaper just because the mages are the ones that typically have to build the magic damage, and you're putting it in a marksman. It makes his power spread come in that much faster. Look at the gold difference between Vanix and Marky. That's a 3,000 gold lead for two of these top marksman players in MPL SG. But I gotta say, man, NIP Flash, in the middle of the game, when Evo turned things around, I thought like, man, Evo actually found their groove and they want to go for that snowball, but they played it a little bit too aggressively. I feel like they need to hold back just a little bit more. Let Boyette play a split push, let a lane control kind of situation before committing to a lot of these team fights. I think Cho is definitely not working out for Powerful at this point in time. Yes, it worked out with RSG, but man, this is a different team you're facing.
I mean, I actually have a different perspective of game number 4, to be honest. I thought that Maki and Boyette, they did whatever they needed to do, and it's not about the fact that they wasn't able to fully capitalize on quote-unquote mistakes for NIP Flash. There are definitely some mistakes that they have done, and even tried to work towards it. Like, for example, Vanix's position, he managed to put himself in a very vulnerable spot for Boyette to actually come in to assassinate him at the final moment. However, it's more of the fact that the NIP Flash, they just found ways to kind of answer to the questions that Evo posed them. If I, as a Link, goes over to the backline to deal with Vanix, one of your main source of damage, what are you gonna do? When you already have got JPL in front, Diablo in front, what do you gotta do? In this case, it's Katisi being the anchor. They knew what they wanted to do, and they more or less expected it. They cover each other's, they cover for each other, and Evo, unfortunately, they made that decision, and the decision just wasn't right in that particular scenario.
I feel like the draft was just won by NIP Flash. It's so much easier to execute. You have a very easy to lay down implosion with a crowd control CC. Diablo's winning his lane. He doesn't have to take any kills because he's just acting as a secondary engage with the Curse of Blood. And then Curtis lays down. He just needs to stay in a safe position, let the Eternal Guard do his thing, and Vanix presses that auto attack. Very, very easy to execute. Whereas for Evil, it's all single target pickoffs. Powerful with the way the Dragon picks off one. Ken with the second skill just also picks off one. Boyette, yes, he does a lot of damage, but if you don't have any crowd control, it will be so much harder for Evil to make that mark.
Sorry. Yeah, there's another thing that I do want to kind of mention though. We have seen before from NIP Flash that if a single lane, like for example EXP or Gold lane didn't do well, the Link actually comes in to help, and Link actually dealt pretty decent damage. Remember, I think it was game 3 or was it game 2 where Link came in to help Benedetta deal with the glue. This is something that I believe that Boyette would probably be able to do to help Maki out, because throughout this entire situation, it was just Alice versus the Lord Vanix, and they're just duking out against one another. There was not much of a rally for Maki at the top lane for the longest time ever, and I think that it's because Evil was just reacting to NIP Flash's movement, trying to get river control. I thought that Evil would be able to kind of take matters to their own hands and probably just look at things in a broader point of view, whereby they should help Maki. Maybe helping Maki will be able to give them a different way of the game and just make sure Maki don't die so much.
It is still really hard because Vanish just came online. He came online way early.
Yeah.
Once you hit his level 4, it's basically just 1v1 Marky and just taking him off.
Yeah.
Land on dog for quite a bit. Marky, this is one of his highest deaths in the entirety of MPL SG Season 8. And I think Vanix really found that mark, right? You want to be able to face up against a Nathan. You don't really need to pick a Alice into a Nathan, bring a dagger to a gunfight.
I think the Alice pick was really interesting coming from Evil. I can see when I want to go for it, but I
Yeah,
think
but it's very team fight oriented, very heavy. Yes, you have issues with the link, but no, you need skill, you need time.
Yeah,
correct. But
probably he can't even get out of lane.
That's right.
Yeah, it's helping him.
exactly, and Alice is like, I feel like giving 2 kills over to the side of the Nathan. I think from there on, it's just over.
Yeah, no one is. NIP Flash, they're doing the same thing. They're not helping Vanix because they know that Vanix wins the laning. They know that Vanix have got a farm. So why bother going up if Evil is not responding to the top lane as well? We'll just play our game, and if Evil wants to play around our format, then why not?
Yep. Take a look at the rich guy, the carry, and the best wingman, all from NFP Flash. The most damage dealt. The Vanix is just shredding for HP bars like nobody's business.
Well, of course, we've got the 3 men of the game over here, with Vanix, of course, being the rich guy and the carry quite a lot. Ken has been the sandbag for, 3 games in a row. This guy, annoying. Well, of course, JPL being the best wingman, a total of 10 assists to his name. One thing's for sure is that one win from Evil is just not quite enough for them to secure the kind of momentum that we so desperately want to see.
Yeah. Well, we did have a good game number 2.
We did. However, I don't think that they have the momentum anymore for Evil to continue on for the final game. It's definitely going to be tough, but I want to see that final spark and the final fire from them. And as they know that this is match point, and this is the final point in time when they have a chance to fight back.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, right? I was expecting even more coming up and seeing Evil, right? The first game was great. The second game was exciting. But then the third game, the fourth game coming out, you can sense a fatigue. You can sense some decision making, right? Coming out from them is a little bit questionable, right? But then again, this is what it is. This is esports. This is where you really have to put your A game. And hopefully if they hear this, Team Evil, man, I think they can do it.
Stamina is definitely a thing. But for now, we're going to be jumping in over to the mic check and listen out to what NIP Flash have got to say in a calm and collected manner, probably.
It's us here. Hey, care. Yummy. I lost not ulti.
I'm on the way, guys. How long are you already?
10 seconds.
Hey, link coming. Help Vanix, help Vanix.
Wait. Helping the Hey, double link ulti.
Have.
Nice.
I'm on the way, Vanix.
Go.
No flicker. Nice.
Alright, coming down, guys.
Elisa.
No ulti.
Malos. Nice. Hey, I lost.
No ulti. Don't be scared. No ulti.
Okay.
Kaya hard.
Oh, nice. Help ADs, guys.
Yeah, they know.
You guys can back on that.
I'm dead.
No. Nice. I'm on the way.
I heal you.
I wait the paramis ulti.
Alice no flicker.
I stun.
Nice. Can fight.
Yeah.
Lost you one.
Yeah. Bring me.
Nice,
shit.
Vanix.
Lost. I slow.
Coming.
Lost.
Ganun lang.
Go.
Go farmis.
Ganun. End the ball.
Double care.
Yeah.
Double skill paramis.
So okay. Hey, what the fuck, Tangy?
Hey, no kick.
Hey, that's what.
And
This is kind of what we say, back to the phase of just another day in the office.
Yeah, this time around they just have a cup of coffee, sat down, and started to work.
Speaking of coffee, I actually kind of want to get myself some coffee because Kwasong, they actually managed to brew us some really nice coffee. What do they call it?
Pour overs. Yeah, we have this
Yeah.
backstage, and it's keeping me awake for now. Actually, the game
I don't even need a coffee. to be
Super
honest.
awake.
Game 1 and Game 2, that jolted me, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, we are gonna be moving right back over to the After Death segment together with Kwasong.
Hey guys, welcome back. So yeah, dude, I need some coffee myself, but you know what? We're not here to talk about coffee, we're here to talk about the games. So earlier in the team fight, this is actually pretty back and forth, right? In terms of the games, it felt like NIP Flash had moments where there was slipping off a little bit, and Evil kind of capitalized on those moments. However, the thing is, Lord Vanix himself was extremely fed the get-go. He had multiple solo kills on Marky, so to set things up, right? When we look at this first clip, let's jump straight into it. We will see that Vanix actually has 3 kills already, right? And sorry, 3 kills already. And the thing is that when Vanix is so far ahead, and this is only 7 minutes in the game, right? So you don't want to see a Natan this fed this early. The thing is that now Natan has just so much damage in his kit right now, and he's so accelerated that you'll see in this team fight, the moment he joins it, Team Evil gets absolutely decimated. So we're going to start off this fight by actually highlighting that JPL manages to get a sick implosion right here. He catches 3 members of Evil together. This buys enough time for Vanix as well as Alice to kind of make their way down into the team fight to join in. Whereas Hades also is just able to take his time and find the opportune moment to jump into the team fight, right? So we can let it play out. Evil here actually manages, it looks as if they're winning, right? Marky reaches the fight. First, he actually manages to take JPL very, very low, takes him down. And at this point in time, the moment Vanix himself joins in, you're gonna notice that actually this is perfect for Natan because everyone is in one line, right? So as we let this fight play out, we see this Evil getting shredded like butter. They're just melting away, and the thing is, Hades finds this time now to go in with the OE Shadow Kill, manages to clean up so many members of Evil, and this is really the insurmountable comeback from NIP Flash. There's no way for Team Evil to come back. We see another fight later on, and this is, I believe, the game-ending fight, right? Where we see a really, really good glorious pathway from Ken. It splits up the team fight and actually causes a lot of disruption for NIP Flash. So Evil tries to take full control over this by targeting the Natan, right? So the Natan is right there, right? So they're all trying to compile onto the Natan, and they actually managed to get a Purify as well as a Wind of Nature out from him. At this point in time, Boyette, if you actually notice, managed to find the right moment to go onto Vanix. However, as the casters have mentioned on the desk, Katizi manages to use his ultimate to just knock up Boyette, and Boyette is just not able to burst Vanix down before Vanix can burst him down. And we see right here, once again, Vanix actually, NIP Flash playing this really well, playing to protect the Vanix composition super well. And once again, we have this double line that you see on the screen where Vanix is able to just auto-attack non-stop and dealing double the damage, right? From the auto-attack going forward as well as backwards. So these lines that Vanix and NIP Flash have set up for Vanix has just been really, really good. Marky tries to do something, and it seems right here they're really not communicating well. So we see that the rest of Evil actually is trying to run away from the fight, identifying that this is a lost cause. There's no way for us to actually take this fight. But Marquis says otherwise, and it's just unfortunate that they're not able, or rather it seems like communication is falling apart at this point. But anyways, guys, I agree with you. I want to see if Evil can actually, wake themselves up and get another game of NIP Flash. If not, this may be the last game. Throwing it back to you guys.
Thank you so much, too. Croissant, sipping tea or coffee? Wait, coffee.
Is it not?
No, this is kind of like.
I was thinking like what you were doing because like Asher was blocking my peripheral
let
vision.
me just cut
And I was like,
yeah. This is drinking tea.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah. This is drinking coffee.
No, I drink coffee
this
like
is
that.
coffee.
I drink coffee like this. That's how much caffeine I need per day. Yeah.
You need help.
you
I inhale
need help.
coffee.
He needs help.
He needs help. Like, trained medical professional help.
So your blood is
I was having a lot of fun. I had like 5 coffees a day.
Damn. I'm
still surprised I'm alive.
I'm happy for you.
so you're super stimulated. That's what you're trying to say.
I am very awake
And happy.
and happy.
Speaking of happy, a quick little shout out over to one of our casters over to the side of
yes.
MPL Malaysia. Happy birthday over
birthday.
to Gideon Q.
Oh, actually, it's Gideon's birthday?
Yes, Gideon's happy birthday,
The
Gideon.
first time I casted with him was in Snapdragon Pro series. He's taught me a lot. Like I
Yes.
feel like I've improved quite a bit.
Somehow,
Yes?
abstract.
No, I'm just.
You as our mentor, Gideon has unlocked me and him.
Yes.
Gideon just said one word. Just told me stop being biased. And I'm
Okay.
like, I start being
No, start
biased.
being biased.
Start being biased. I'm like,
Yeah. He told me like calm down.
So-
and now I'm like,
Oh, okay. So here I am sitting in between of my men, raving about another caster for mentoring them, while they never said anything about
But,
my
hey,
mentoring for
I'm
them.
a huge fan of getting cute.
I'm a huge fan of abstract.
okay.
I said you
On
had
the
your
very first
moment.
time,
On
sure,
the very
fair.
first thing I
But
said to you.
You gotta say it on camera. Say it.
it's clipped.
To who? To
Okay,
Gideon?
happy birthday.
Everything.
Abstract, but in your defense, at the very least, you brought us together.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
But happy birthday, Gideon.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so
Gideon.
much.
Now, okay, with that all out of the way, I'm pretty sure that he's really enjoying his time right now, kind of celebrating out there. And speaking of celebrating, it is about time for us to very potentially be able to celebrate the
Match point.
champions,
Oh, that's something
right?
new.
Because we are now in match point.
Championship point.
Championship point, as NIP Flash is just 1 point away to being crowned the champions of MPLSG Season 8. While Evil, they still have a very tough hill to climb, but that is not exactly too out of their reach, because we have definitely seen their mettle in game number 1. We definitely saw what they are able to achieve, and all we need to do is to see them be able to reciprocate and be able to do the same thing before, not necessarily the same, but to make sure that they are back in game and have their mental back into the game.
Butterfly.
Bro, I just want to say, okay, Jason's going to be banned out here. Phobius is a respect ban over Ken. For the side of Evil, though, they're banning out the Chip as well as the Khalid. So a lot of respect bans right here. Fun fact, again, all-time great NIP Flashes, Lawsy has been part of MPLSG Championship winning team every season since MPLSG Season 3.
So every
So 6 times.
season 3, 4, 5, 6,
6,
7.
8.
That's fine. No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But potentially 6
I mean,
times.
potentially, because this is match point, and clearly,
Is he the
NIP
lucky
Flash,
charm?
is he a lucky charm?
I think he is a really.
Well,
I
he
think he
is.
is a lucky charm.
Well, if you rub his belly, you just,
Uh,
you rub Jason's belly as well.
uh,
Maybe.
No, I'm opposite of luck. Trust. You
You
don't
know, I love
have to do
casting for
that.
you guys. It's like so much of shenanigans right here. But the Angela will
did I
get
say
banned
to?
out by Zarate. On the side of Evil, though, I think they should not prioritize that Cho. Yeah, just don't prioritize that Cho. I
not
feel like-
anymore, I guess. It
Yeah.
worked very well against RSG, but I think that they're gonna have to change things up a little bit more, right? I don't necessarily say that it is Powerful's fault. I think it's more the fact that it just doesn't work against NIP Flash, because NIP Flash themselves, they have JPL. JPL is quite literally the master of Cho, and he knows the ins and outs of Cho.
Yeah.
He does it so well. So it's only fair for NIP Flash themselves to understand how to deal with a Cho on the opposite side.
I think if you Team Evil right now, you go for.
Darn it.
Oh, darn it. The Cho again.
They still find a lot of
Going for the
priority
lane.
on the Cho. I mean, I can understand to a certain extent that they don't want to give the Cho over to NIP Flash, but a part of me feels that if NIP Flash is first picking onto Harif, one of the main giveaways is the fact that they would want, it's not guaranteed, but they would want to play in team fights. And Cho, yes, he can definitely help with team fight by isolating one person, but if you put a Cho into the wrong state, then you kind of lose access to heroes such as a Tigreal as well as a Minotaur, who excels in such AoE scenarios.
Yeah, for this one, Tigro and the Martis would have been picked up again. We're going through the same thing. Same thing once again. It really looks like the same draft from game number 3. Because Ling was picked up it was the Hayabusa first, but I don't think NIP Flash would want to prioritize that Hayabusa. There's no point. You could just very well go into Suyo. Evil has found a way to handle the Suyo, but the Lunas gets picked up is a very, very strong counter to the Harris, so at least Marky has a winning shot in that lane.
Okay, definitely learned from that.
Yeah.
The other heroes that I
Hey,
believe that would
go
work
back,
out.
go back to Alpha. Alpha works super well.
I think that Alpha might be a fast stretch because not that fast stretch, but Alpha is great when it comes down to dealing true damage, right? You don't want to use that against heroes that are relatively tanky. Although that haven't really quite appeared just yet, but there is still quite a lot of heroes that are still currently available, being the Hayabusa, and more notably, something that Hades used quite a lot, being that Julian.
Yeah. I feel like Julian is a little bit a hit or miss. You want something that would hit all the way through. And I think based on the amount of CCs that Evil has so far, NMP Flash's wildcard pick might be a joy. Does a lot of damage, especially to that back line. And you do have a lot of fighters in your arsenal as the point for that last ban. It might be the Aurora coming through, or the Zask. Don't give Sayla the Zask.
Yeah.
He has a 100% win rate, as well as a 7-time pick for Sayla.
Yeah, I was thinking like for Zaz is a good ban coming from NMP Flash, but what are the chances of the Lunox going to mid?
I think it's kind of low.
Yeah,
Possible, because Sayla plays Lunox and Kagura back in the day as well, but Lunox is definitely better in terms of lane-to-lane matchup against Harith.
Yeah.
One more fun fact, I think they're throwing everything out because this is the Chosen One. Chip is the only hero to have been 100% picked and banned in all 67 games in MPL SG Season 8. They've only picked it once, if I'm not mistaken, and he won that game.
Wait, what's Chip?
Chip.
What's Chip?
How's Chip?
Why is Chip? Who is Chip?
Where is Chip? Not in the That's what. Yeah,
All
the
right.
Pyramids will be picked up right here, so they want to go for the Death Ball yet again. I think NIP
man.
Flash, they have quite a bit of options right here.
so squishy.
Paquito could be possible.
From Diablo?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Then you can go for the
think they
super high mobility.
They want high octane, right? It's
High
something
octane,
that we have seen
Paquito is one of
before.
the ones. Level 3 power spike as well. Joy also a super high
Join
power
the
spike.
jungle? Why
Join jungle.
not? Definitely, why not? So there is so many viable picks. I think the main genre, or rather the main topic, is mobility. Any heroes in the jungle and any heroes in the EXP lane that have very strong mobility and early game damage might be good.
And speaking of early game damage, Bane could be possible as well, but it will be the Hayabusa as well as Gato.
Gato. So they want to double down onto the Aero Denial to get to play around with the Zaman Force plus the implosion.
Creating some space, try to get Gato Gacha to absorb as much damage for Harith to dish out that damage. Hayabusa as an insurance policy go into the side lanes. I keep forgetting about the Nolan. He could have gone to the Nolan either ways. The last pick will be that Glue once again. So the only change will be that Lunox in the gold lane. But I don't know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's broken, you don't fix it.
You gotta fix it.
Yeah,
But
maybe they think Lunox is the answer to Harith. So we'll have to wait and see, because it does quite a bit of burst damage onto the Martis and the Tigro as well.
Now, of course, the main problem, the one thing that we see is the fact that if we are looking at Cortese with the Martis, that means that is definitely going to be a pos 3 Martis in the middle lane. The main thing that the other players want to do is that they want to be the bruisers, right? You want to bruise as much as possible in the early stages of the game. Is either getting the kills for Cortese to kind of snowball out of control, or just give it to the Hayabusa in the early stages. So it's an either-or situation. Having a Gato Kacha in here is able to survive very well against the Glue, and he's not too afraid of a Ling, Cho, and a Faramis in the early game. So this is definitely nice and dandy. Just kind of like work for both situations, just putting yourself in the fight, and also to work very well for Cortese. But ladies and gentlemen, let's just dive right in over to championship point between NIP Flash versus Evil.
Man, Abstract, Churros, this is it. Potentially last game of the day. Team Evil. A little bit of a hiccup right here, but hopefully that's not a hiccup. It's just a burp. And hopefully they will be able to give some good games at the very least against NIP Flash.
Yeah, Evil up to their shenanigans once again. Powerful, a little bit deep in enemy territory. NIP Flash might want to turn this and punish that aggression that Powerful dishes out. But then again, the mid-game rotations coming up from Cortese as well as JPL is really fast, and Hades on the lethal. This is going to help him get his level 4. The flicker, that's huge.
Flicker burned away, but as a Martins, you don't really rely on the flicker, so that's still a-okay.
Yeah, it's not exactly something that you use to be overly aggressive, but it's more the fact that you're able to kind of dip out, and that is one of the situations that you could dip out. Understandably, it is still pretty early in the game, so.
Powerful getting knocked up as well. Does have the shadow tag. Quad shadows doesn't connect as well. Boya is in the area. Hades now this time around. Oh, getting a bit of trouble. Shadow Q just to go into iframe. First blood already given over to Sailor. Boya would trade for the Hades.
That was a good timing from the side of Boyet with the Tempest of Blaze, understanding just how long left into the Oki Shadow kill in order to really get a knock-up or at least one blade in with the Defiant Sword.
There's a lot of discipline coming in from Boya. He knows that he needs to proc that passive out from that Tigreal. But another fun fact is JPL, every single one of the 5 games that he played today in this entire series have been a Tigreal.
Sailor having a spot of trouble. Curtisi wants to get dragged in because that's a free gap close and powerful. Okay, at the very least, zones out Curtisi. Sailor is safe for no.
Yeah, Evil has to reset. They can't contest for this turtle as NIP Flash making a beeline for it. They want to be able to take this objective, try to snowball the economy that goes through.
Slowly but surely, NIP Flash will pave the way for themselves to get themselves the power within of the river. As much as possible, they will always want to dominate the river in order to be able to starve Evil out from getting any form of very mindful rotations. As this is a choke on the powerful, you'll want to disable the rotation as much as possible.
It's a very patient game from both sides. Both wants to wait for their power spikes. As Sailor a little bit close, powerful.
Powerful, that's also going to be a flicker implosion. A little bit awkward right there. Hades picking up powerful right there. And Diablo can 1v1 me literally. That the challenge has been issued. Sailor walking over. Ken will be stepping forward just a little bit, but this time around May is just going around the roses. Hades slashing the dicing. Ken goes into split at the same time. JPL now. Ken in a lot of trouble. The Shuriken will find him though.
It's already three kills on top of Hades. And Powerful needs to stop making a lot of these aggressive mistakes. The Revitalize keeps them alive for this turtle. Evil, they want to ditch.
One thing that we managed to see, of course, when it comes down to Evil's marquee, the first item that he built up for is going to be the glowing wand. He wants to build that up as soon as possible, just so that he can reduce the amount of shields coming in from this Harif when he pops onto the Zaman Force. So this is the point in time where Evil can actually start rotating bottom.
Okay, rotate the bottom in the advantage. That's the Zaman Force going into a market, goes into Darkening Hades. It's right there, the kick, right on time. JPL will be going into Implosion, pushing Powerful all the way out. Hades down low, has to try to run away. Powerful is on the chase as well. Tempest of Blades used by Boyan. Will be able to find Hades for now.
The Decimate comes through. He wants to go for more. Netherrealm already popped up.
Yep, Netherrealm popped up, but that's a disengage.
Oh, very smart move from Hades, waiting for the implosion, waiting for the brilliance, Marquis' brilliance to end before dashing in with the shadows and almost taking a kill. Unfortunately, though, Powerful loses his flicker just to take that kill. It's a very big flicker you want to take away from that Cho. But now NIP Flash has the gold lead, has the advantage. They need to be able to ramp up that aggression. Curtisi has won. They need to make him snowball.
They have a very good idea, Evil that is, just going down to the bottom lane and just kind of starving out Vanix, right? Because we just having a winning lane is never really enough, because we know just how strong Vanix is. We know that he's going to be very disciplined if he knows that he's going to be in the losing lane. As such, he don't want to give these free kills over to the side of Lunox. As such, Evil might very likely want to create a little bit more disturbances down in the bottom lane, or perhaps just kind of find a little bit of an avenue to just kind of weave themselves in between of the first tier and the second tier, just to tap onto this Harif.
Oh, this Curtisi with the Sky Piercer, that's a huge power spike. Stacks well with the Decimate as well. But I gotta say, NIP Flash's mid lane duo, JPL Curtisi combo, has been performing well, extremely well in the entirety of the series. But Ken getting a tough spot.
Getting tossed around, goes into split for now. That's one massive ultimate bird before the turtle starts.
NIP Flash so adept in baiting out all these crucial skills, crucial battle spells, and crucial ultimates before big major objective takes. And Evil, they're just sitting ducks as of this point. And once again, they have played pretty much 9 games today.
Well, Shadow Kill tags onto the Gold Crab instead. the RNG not working in the favor of NIP Flash for now.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate on that part, but it's not something that is gonna be that big of a deal breaker for now. I mean, getting a kill down onto a blue would be great.
Nice taunt as well, and Pierce and Curtizi sends the blade over to Powerful.
Oh man, that was so beautiful. The taunt, Diablo knows that the taunt wouldn't be able to reach Powerful, so the claws brings him a little bit closer.
Really the
What a
Kurt
combo.
TZ special, man. It's really the Kurt TZ special. I just can't fathom about the fact that any other team could play a Martis in middle lane and get it working so well. This is something that NIP Flash have got for themselves.
Yep. Diablo stepping forward. That's a taunt to try to buy some time as well as Hades is trying to work on the turtle. Powerful will set up shop as of now, but it seems like Evo doesn't want to contest this turtle at all.
Yeah.
Unless Boya wants to do it.
They can't. It's a little
Nah,
bit
I
too
don't
risky
think
for them.
that is possible at all.
Yeah, another Sky Piercer bought by Hades, another power spike for that assassin. The second turtle slain. NIP Flash now up 2,000 gold lead. Powerful needs to be able to be a little bit more passive when it comes down to these team fights. Don't give any more kills to Curtizi than you can take.
Yeah, not a lot of action happening down bot, knowing that, you know, Vanek's definitely not going to have a good time during the laning phase. So being disciplined right here, just as long as you don't give Marky kills, you're safe.
I mean, we're currently looking at just a single assist from the side of Marky. And Evil does seem like they are trying to get a little bit more information down to the bottom lane, but once again, it is still a very reactive gameplay. I'm not too sure whether it's information that Evil has gotten, but they're reacting.
Here's the spin, but it's too far deep, it's too safe for Team Evil, for NIP Flash to try to do anything for now, unless Diablo has something to say about it.
Powerful, dashing about, trying to source for a little bit more information. He has to be careful though, because every single push is a landmine when Curtizi and JPL are in the area. Yes, NIP Flash extending the gold lead. Evil desperate and trying to push the waves. No turrets touched as of yet. As the NIP Flash, they want to ramp up that aggression. Diablo charging up, won't be able to commit onto Boyette.
Very interesting thing here. Void is not exactly Finch pointing out of that. He's really just here to defend the turret. Down the bottom lane though.
Purify.
Purify.
Burned already. Here comes the kick from Powerful. Implosion onto 1 or 2. Marky needs to burn and purify.
JPL has been doing so well in a lot of these setups for NIP Flash.
Curtizi, he's trapped. He got possessed by Ken as well. And also going to be Boya picking up Curtizi for now. Ken stepping forward, but no cigar. But at the very least, they still take down Curtizi.
Yeah, that is definitely one thing that they will want to do. One thing at a time. And Evil, even though they are looking at what, 2,500 gold deficit, they can eventually get themselves and their way into the game eventually. Do note that Boyette at this one time is 2-0-1. He's got a tiny little bounty on his head, and he haven't died a single time. So just give him a little bit more time. Let him cook. And I will say the same thing for Marky. He's having a pretty nice time in the lanes, albeit not quite enough to bring down turf just yet, but just give him